Yeah, they're here. Oh god. Alright, we're just gonna do this. Hopefully they know by now. Geneva Conventions. Oh, we have the test scepters coming in. This rapier is caught. He will die very quickly. As soon as enough of these guys are in range to apply damage. So now you're going to have scepter versus scepter fights. So the important part is these scepters have to pull off the rapier quickly. Like he must die quickly. It looks like he's going to get killed very quickly here. The longer it takes them to kill this rapier, the more they're going to lose before they're able to fight the test scepters. If they lose too many while they're killing this rapier, they will end up losing this fight. Provided that all the things being equal. Okay, the rapier's down, but Test has a positional advantage right now. And it looks like CO2 is kind of bugging out a little bit. Okay, CO2 is fighting back now. You can see they're fighting each other. These guys should be fighting individually. The problem is right now, a lot of this comes down to individual pilot skill and target calling. CO2 has a mass over here, but it's hard to say who is. This looks like a pretty even fight so far, but it looks like CO2 may be starting to pull ahead. It's all about... Yep. It looks like they're starting to pull ahead. Some tests are bugging out. These guys are not involved. These guys need to be involved in this fight right now because this is a snowball fight right here. Yeah, Test is starting to lose more and more dudes, and this is going to snowball out of control. These CO2 need to make sure they're getting involved as well. So let's see if we organize it by this. Yep, you can see the numbers are starting to favor CO2. And Test is leaving field, it looks like. Yep. So there you go. So the people that are left should be, although there's some of these raptors and claws that can still apply some damage, but it's mostly CO2 that's left, so the remainder of these guys are going to want to get out. And now you see they're just picking up the pieces. So it looked like, I feel like if the test scepters had fought more intelligently, I think they could have won this fight. But a lot of them ended up getting drawn away from the group after the rapier died and kind of spread out. I also feel like the test FC should have had one person just burn a perch immediately and then regrouped his fleet to the perch when they were too spread out and then warped back down into the enemy. But yeah, there's your Entosis fight. Did it. Where are these guys going? And taxi. Let's follow. So when you're FCing a fight like that, you're not giving primaries, you're not giving individual commands, generally you're giving sort of wide commands to your fleet to say, like, you know, you need to move as a group this way or that way, or you need to spread your points, or you need to fly away from the enemies or towards the enemies, or you need to, you know, tackle whatever's closest to you and then shoot whatever's, you know, or spread your points equally as you can, but shoot whatever's closest to you, things like that. Those are the kind of commands you need to give in an interceptor versus interceptor fight. And I feel like some of the test guys got kind of distracted and flew off after. They didn't land any points initially, and then they were kind of chasing. And you don't want to do that. CO2 had better numbers at first, so that CO2's advantage was that even if some of their guys, as you can saw, some of their guys did get distracted and go off into space, but because of their numbers advantage, that still left them a large core of scepters at the center of that fight. There's a lot of nodes in this system.